Skill and Experience Pain Management Podcast. Today, co-host Rachel's away, so we haven't got her with us. So I've got a lovely co-host, the man who, well, I don't really know how to describe him, lost some weight, looking good, he lives in Woodhouse, he has Mr. Oli Clarke, say hello, Oli.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whichever time you listen to this. I'm just quite interested now in being introduced by the fact I've lost some weight. Nothing else interesting about me other than the fact I've lost some pies.
It's true though. Anyway, we've got a special guest, and I've been wanting to get this fella on the podcast ever since I had the idea to have a podcast. And so he's here. And welcome. The Duke of Spook, the Jock of Shaun, the man of no town, all the way from Middlesbrough, Mr. Kane Bruce, everybody.
Now then, you're alright. So that's a misconception. So, right, I'm going to pick you up, right? Everyone always gets it wrong where I'm from, right?
You're not actually from Middlesbrough, are you?
No, I'm not, but I always say Middlesbrough because no one's heard of where I'm from. I'm from Northallerton.
Oh, I know. Wait, but I know Northallerton.
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
Northallerton, that's fine. I know that.
Yeah, I'm a Northallerton lad. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's even better.
So where's Northallerton? So for everyone else that doesn't know where Northallerton is, so is it near Middlesbrough or is it nowhere near there?
No, but pretty much it's sort of like, so people always say, like people that are from like South Yorkshire, where you guys from, I've got like a weird twang to my accent. So I'm a Yorkshire lad, but I'm so close to the border of Teesside, I've got like a Teesside twang. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. Although it's funny because Middlesbrough historically were in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Right up until sort of end at 60s, when boundaries. In fact, I think it were even later than that when boundaries changed, and it were. But it's weird because I asked in like when I gigged in Middlesbrough not so long since, I asked people. I said, do you guys think of yourselves as Yorkshire still? And they went, no, Middlesbrough, Cleveland, Smoggies. Fair enough.
Yeah, but isn't it back in Yorkshire though?
No,
is it not?
No, it should be.
Yeah,
right. So I think
is it not? Because when they play at football against Yorkshire teams, they claim to be part of Yorkshire.
Right.
Yeah, it's a Yorkshire derby. Sky TV advertising it as a Yorkshire derby.
Well, it isn't it in. Look. If you come from Middlesbrough and you still identify as being a Yorkshireman, welcome. If you come from Middlesbrough and you identify as being from Cleveland or Teesside or whatever you want to call it, fabulous. You're all welcome. We're a welcoming podcast. We're all about looking after each other.
Unless you're from Northallerton pretending to be from Middlesbrough.
And when I want to sound really posh, I tell people I'm from York.
Well. Yeah. Well, see, my sister used to live in York in this place called Bishop Court. And
that's
very nice.
Women's prison.
No, a very nice area. It's like it's one of them areas where there's 2 cars in drive, fuck all in fridge, and no wheelie bins. you never fucking see one. But yeah. So I'm but Northallerton. If you'd have just said that, I would have.
But I like I say, I always feel like no one's ever heard of it. Whenever I say I'm from Northallerton, I'm like, where the fuck's that? But yeah, it's just it's like as far Yorkshire as you can go.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is right on the cusp of the dark side, the dark lands, where men are men and sheep on others. I've told you about what my mate Will used to say. Kid from Carlisle. He used to say, "I don't believe in Geordies." He said, "But I do think there's evidence that the Vikings fucked pigs."
So going back to York again.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is the thing. Normally, I would warn that this is going to be probably a bit sweary, but today I think I've made a bit of a mistake, and we've already cracked on. So, you are going to get some swears.
I think we've been pretty good so far.
There's no C-bombs.
No,
not yet. I think there's only one person been swearing so far as well, to be fair.
I think I said fuck. I said fucking, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You haven't swore.
no, I swore, yeah.
You've been very, very,
And I'm just
very, very
saving
clean
up,
so far.
saying,
Yeah.
you're all a set of cunts. And
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. First one's out.
There we go. There we go.
First one's out. Oh my god. We knew we'd have one.
But after the warning, so there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you did it on cue.
Terrible. Anyway, so well, let's kind of crack on. So, first thing I want to talk about today is something I read yesterday on Twitter, that apparently the billionaire tech bros want us all to start having fake Christmas trees because they want to use Christmas tree farms. They want to destroy them all and use them for like big power plants for servers for AI.
Okay.
Is it not like an all year round Christmas tree farm? It's like they've got a few months where they can put something temporary on the field, and he just wants to get rid of them completely.
They wanted all Christmas tree farms to be destroyed and banned.
Talking specifically about Elon Musk.
No, it's a lot of the tech bros, a lot of the tech billionaires are wanting to do this.
Because when you speak a tech billionaire being a cunt, you automatically think Elon Musk, especially mentioned in Twitter.
Well,
refuse to call it whatever he wants to call it. It's still Twitter.
Because when I read that, I thought I can just imagine what that orange twat's going to say.
But I don't think he knows what he's going to say himself.
Oh, I do.
I
can predict it. I can predict it. Right. This is, and I can't do voice properly, but I'll get as near as I can. This is how it's going to sound. Gotta tell you, people. Gotta tell you, Christmas trees, not American, very un-American, very European. We gotta get rid of them. I think they're Islamic. We don't know yet, but I know more about Christmas trees than anyone. I'm the expert on Christmas trees. Nobody knows more about Christmas trees than I do. And we gotta ban them. I think we gotta ban them. We need to get rid of the Christmas tree. That's what he's gonna fucking come out with.
Actually, that was a really fucking good impression. Actually, that was actually really good. But also, my opinion is, I actually fucking hate Christmas, so I couldn't give a fuck.
I just think it's a really, really good exchange if they want to get rid of Christmas trees in America and have all these tech bros building whatever server farms in them. Let them do all that in America, and the rest of us can keep as trees growing in fields where they should be.
Yeah.
And if you want to chop them down once a year to put them in your house like weirdos for Christmas, then let's keep doing that.
The thing is, and this is one thing that I think the tech billionaires and Donald Trump haven't cottoned onto, is the fact that Christmas trees are native to America and Canada. Fucking thick twats.
But they've not really got a great history of treating native things from America very well over there, have they? So
no.
It's going to be very political. Yeah. I was told this could be really light-hearted.
This is light-hearted. This is light-hearted.
I'm not telling lies. They don't treat the native things very well in America.
Staying with that kind of theme. R.I.P. Rob Reiner. The man who gave us, all
Princess
sorts
Bride.
of great
films. Spinal Tap, Princess Bride.
So I only watched The Princess Bride about a month ago for the first ever time. It was fucking hilarious.
Is it not one of the best films ever?
Yeah, so I went on holiday to the Lake District with my D&D friends, Dungeons and Dragons. And we sat one night and watched it. And I was like, this is going to be fucking terrible. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I've been telling everyone, you have to watch this film. Like, Kane, we've been telling you for years. So.
From the very beginning, it's class. Because the very opening scene is Fred, what's his surname? Fred, whatever his name were. That were in the Wonder Years.
I just want to say Fred.
He's like 6 years old. And he's poorly in bed, and his granddad's reading him a story. Who's his granddad? Fucking Columbo. Peter Falk's his granddad. Starts reading him this story, and then we go into it. We've got, this is the cast. We've got Mel Brooks. We've got Andre the Giant. We've got Carrie Elwes. We've got what's her name? Thingy that married Shaun Penn. She plays Princess. She's beautiful. Robin Wright. You've got just amazing. Billy Crystal's in it. It's an amazing cast. It's fantastic. Such a good film, and like Kane says, it's funny as fuck. It's the little bits. It's the little bits of detail.
It's instantly quotable. It's like Spinal Tap. Like,
Yeah.
The other films, the flip side of that is you got like he did
Mandy Patinkin.
A Few Good Men were another one of his films, and Stand By Me.
Stand By Me is a cracking film.
So like great comedy, but also like serious stuff as well.
I mean that's my teenage years. Stand By Me. I think I was about 14, 15 when that came out.
I thought you said we all went looking for a dead body on rail track. When I was a lad, I remember.
The only thing we found. The only thing
British
we found
rail
near,
suicides. Yes, so I found another one.
Listen, living in Bayton, the only thing we found near rail tracks were razzles.
What the fuck's what's a razzle?
A razzle?
Porno
Yeah.
mics.
Porn.
Oh right, no.
Do you not remember razzle?
I'm a
bit young.
90s
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
Did we still doing Razzle in 90s?
Oh, they were, yeah.
Yeah, but wait, is razzle a slang for porn, or was that?
No, Razzle was an actual magazine.
Oh no,
So like you get like your Penthouse and your Playboy and all them, and then you get to the level that
were
men only, and then you get your
toothless women and things in it like that.
Razzle, right? Razzle was it was like the Lidl of porn,
right?
Like dead cheap, but loads of variety.
More like the happy shopper corner shop of pornography. But luckily, when you're a teenage kid, dirty men used to abandon them inside the railway lines and in bushes and everywhere else for young kids to find.
Not all pages were stuck together.
So we had. In like when I was growing up,
the internet.
Well, no, not straight away. No, we had Zoo and Nuts.
Oh yeah,
you remember them?
Yeah, they're not white porn.
They were lad mags.
Yeah, they were like boobs.
Yeah, you might see a nip now and again. With your Razzle and men only, women, readers' wives. Jesus,
Razzle, Escort.
It were full bush. It were absolute full bush. You're coming through really, really well, by the way, Kane.
Oh, good.
You're sounding great.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
So it didn't pick up then when I was
Yeah, it's been picking up.
You're
doing good, man.
The other thing, when you got slightly older with that level of pornography and readers' wives bits, when you'd be flicking through it and you'd see someone that you knew, or someone that used to go to the same pub as you, or someone you used to go to school with, and you're like, have you seen this?
I tell you who were my favourite, because we did. I'm not going to pretend that we didn't buy porn or watch porn, because we did. In fact, when I lived in a flat with two other blokes, two other lads, we'd take it in turns to buy it each month. And like, you'd get home from work and it'd be like, I have purchased the new Razzle. I should be going to my room. I do not wish to be disturbed for an hour. And that were it. You knew it were like it were your turn, and then it was passed on.
But like Ollie mentioned the internet before, or was it you? One of you mentioned the internet. But now you have to put your ID in to watch porn.
Well, that's why I don't watch anymore.
Right,
I can't be asked.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
Does it not just get a VPN or whatever they're called?
I don't know.
Yeah, but they're still asking you to put it in.
Yeah.
I'm not asked. Thing is, I've got an imagination, which as I get older, I'm enjoying using more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the name,
Ollie, you could do with an imagination.
Yeah, very much. Yeah,
He could definitely do it.
He could, couldn't he?
Yeah. But so that's all we found by railway lines were porn mags.
In my case,
what's he going to say? Go on.
Dead foxes.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, my dad used to work in an industrial tyre firm, so they fitted tyres onto massive trucks and everything else, and in their depot, used to get dragged along on a Saturday when, if you're working Saturday morning, to say, go and sit in staff room, but their staff room were literally the walls just plastered and pages from porno mags, and if you decided you need to go to the toilet, so normally you go to a toilet, it's filthy, covered in oil and everything else, but in a stack at the side of every toilet were about 4 foot high, a selection of the most pornography you've ever seen, but it wasn't just in one cubicle, so there were 3 cubicles and they were stacked there. So say 10 years old, I'm just going to toilet again, and then disappearing there for 3 hours later work on a Saturday morning.
Oh yeah.
Back to sorry Sean.
No, go on.
Back to The Princess Bride.
Yes.
You said Andre the Giant's in it, right?
Yeah.
So growing up, I was a massive wrestling fan. Don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
So to watch that and then see Andre in it, thought it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Because I had no idea. So he says that catchphrase, is it anyone want a peanut? And I've heard that for years. I had no fucking idea what it was from. So when it was there, so now yeah.
Well, the thing was, like, so you would have grown up with kind of WWE and that's
yeah. So I remember WWE when it was WWF. I remember the switch. Yeah.
So I grew up with old school World of Sport wrestling.
Oh yeah.
4:20 on a Saturday afternoon for about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, weren't it? Sorry, 4 o'clock.
We just
go
watched
through
by grannies.
Right.
It used to go through till final score, till results. So like 4 o'clock every Saturday, we ran my nanans watching wrestling because my nanan loved it, and so yeah, you'd be watching like Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, Rollerball Rocco, Tally-Ho K.
Yeah.
And it was so staged and so, but at the same time, it was brilliant. It was so good.
So I think wrestling's, like, for wrestling fans, I think it's one of those things that everyone thinks that the generation they watched was the best generation. So I would argue mine was because I had Attitude Era. Yeah. So I liked, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Kane, Undertaker, Big Show,
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was going to say, I remember my younger brother went to the wrestling, had all the figures and everything else. So that would have been the early 90s time. So like Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I've still got all my figures. I've still got a Chris Benoit figure.
I'm pretty sure in the loft at the moment, there's all their kind of figures as well. But it's like a 4 foot high Ultimate Warrior or whatever with a Hulk Hogan on bike. It says, I am the Ultimate Warrior, and that's what it says.
I had like I think like 6-7 inch figures. I can't remember now. They're in a box somewhere. But yeah, I've still got a Chris Benoit figure.
I like the fact that you just mentioned that what 6 or 7 inches, and it's actually about 4 foot that you claim is 6 or 7 inches. That's not going to convince anyone.
So, I'm going to need educating here, right? Because loads of people on pods talk about Chris Benoit, right? And I don't know what the whole Chris Benoit thing is. I've got an idea that he topped himself.
Yep.
Did he not? Did he take his whole family out as well?
He took his wife and his son, I believe.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there's I think there's some conspiracy theories around it.
Loads.
Yeah.
Loads.
Yeah.
But they always seem to mention him on Have a Word.
Yeah.
For some reason, he comes up all the time along with Paul Ince.
Yeah. So the thing with Chris Benoit was
he's trying to compare Paul Ince to the guy that killed his family. I'm pretty sure Paul Ince just made his son play football. It's not.
No. And the reason it's because when they put a photograph of anybody up on Have a Word, the running joke is they show a picture of Paul Ince.
Right.
Yeah.
And in fact, they've gone this far this year with their Christmas jumpers. You've got Paul Ince Navidad, or you've got Carl's dog, which is called Wallace, and it says it's Wallace beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I love Have a Word, but lads, you're fucking scraping barrel. You're already charging, for fucking Patreon merch, tickets. Fucking chill out a bit. We're not all fucking earning like you bastards.
Yeah, right. So Chris Benoit, right? So I believe so. When they found him, obviously they did like maybe an autopsy or something. But when they looked at his brain scans and stuff, I believe he had like the brain of like an 8-year-old person with Alzheimer's. Because he used to do loads of like knocks to the head and stuff, like flying headbutt, all that stuff. So he took a lot of brain damage.
Jesus.
Yeah. So really,
not like Paul Ince then, really.
No, I don't remember Paul Ince. I didn't bowl very much. Paul Ince kept it on ground.
Do you know what? It's actually a really, really sad story, and maybe something we shouldn't talk about on a comedy podcast.
Yeah, fuck it. We can talk about what we like.
Yeah, fair enough.
It is a sad story.
Yeah. I do on stage, to be fair. I talk about worse on stage.
You
actually,
mentioned it, and I've heard it and not known what crack is. So I wanted to get a kind of a better idea of what we're talking about. But yeah, so we've talked about nostalgia. Talked about our favourite wrestlers and stuff,
and porn.
Yeah. So how did we all? How did you get into comedy? How did you start?
Right. So when I was 13, for my 13th birthday, my mum and my dad took me to York Opera House to see Joe Pasquale. right? And I remember on stage he said, "This is my job, innit? It's great." And I thought, oh, fuck, I want to do that. Looks amazing. And then on the way home, my mum turned to me and said, "You could do what Joe Pasquale does. You're funny." And it just stuck with me. But it took until I was 29 to actually, get the courage to do it. But I did it in Sheffield. Was my first ever time I got up on stage was in Sheffield.
Where at?
The cider hall. Not a thing anymore.
No?
It's literally a shipping container. Not too far from here. We passed it on the way here. And it was me and 6 other comedians.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
Still happens fairly often, to be fair.
Yeah. But it took me 16 years to build up the courage to actually do what I thought I was going to do. Yeah.
In fact, oddly enough, the idea for this podcast actually came up at one of your gigs, Ollie. Do you remember that one at Red Deer when that lass turned up on her own?
Yes.
And then them medical students turned up right near end, and I just spent 5 minutes catching up on what everybody else had said.
Chatting and everything else.
But beforehand, before showtime, we were all sort of sat there, and we were just comparing notes, talking about bad gigs, talking about this and that and other. And it were like a group therapy session. And I said, you know what, this should be a podcast. So that's where this was born. I mean, for me, I grew up. The first ever concert I actually went to, I was 9. And my uncle took me to see Mike Harding at City Hall, and he was funny as fuck. But he did songs as well. And I always liked music and comedy. But my dad used to let us stop up to watch their tours, like Mike Harding, Billy Connolly, Jasper Carrot, Max Boyce. They'd have them on late at night on BBC One.
Yeah, everyone they were on telly.
And so we used to get to stop up and watch them. And I watched them religiously every time they were on, and sort of like learned old stuff and thought, I love that's something I'd like to do. But then when I got to about 11, 12, I saw OMD on top at Pops doing Enola Gay, and I thought, no, that's what I want to do. I just watched Andy McCluskey with his bass and his gimpy dancing, and I thought, yes, that's what I want to do. I didn't even realise, I didn't even look at it and think, oh, there's got to be like money and girls and stuff. I just wanted to stand on stage and be a gimp and sing. And
here we are, many years later.
Here we are, 50 odd years later, 40 odd years later. But,
I mean, I think when I was young, obviously all that on TV and everything else, but a lot of the time the summer season shows in places like Scarborough and stuff like that, it was like Cannonball. Saw them a few times. Trying to think, Michael Barrymore did it, but when he were still allowed to be near children. Ken Dodd as well. But I think Ken Dodd went on for about 5 hours one night, and it was like kind of like the old kids in the audience were sleeping and everything else. But yeah, you could go and see that every summer, and they're more like variety shows than like a stand-up show as you would see now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get you into that and get used to seeing comedy on stage, and then something clicks in and you go, oh, actually, I think I want to try that. But it's the actually getting up and trying to do it that's the harder bit. I mean, I signed up to do open mics so many times and then bottled it. I went, no, I can't do it, I'm not doing it.
Right.
And then signed up for the charity one, which is probably the world's biggest rip-off ever, because hardly any money goes to charity, but yeah, they charge you £20 a ticket for all your friends and family, and then you've got to raise X amount of money, but the majority of that money doesn't actually go to the charity that you're supposed to be raising it for. But once you signed up for it and you've got your friends and family going, you've got to do it. So yeah, that's where I finished up doing it, after bottling it for years.
Yeah.
Most charity, like Henning Vane says it best, in Germany we don't have charity, because if you have to rely on charity, that's a failure of your government. Government should be covering this stuff. But you find with a lot of charities, there's so many overheads in inverted commas. There's so many CEOs on five-figure salaries and six-figure salaries.
I mean, that one in particular, they do the comedy courses and comedy shows, and they also do the white collar boxing and stuff like that. But if you actually look into the amount of money that actually gets sent to the charities compared to how much money is going into them, you just got, how are they getting them over this? How is this possible? But yeah, it keeps going every year. So
yeah,
but in one sense, it got me involved in comedy. But yeah, I unfortunately had to rip off all my friends and family to do it.
So, I mean, my route in were obviously through Heavily Pregnant Brothers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I joined that band and it was just going to be a cover band. We were just going to make the titles a bit more Sheffield. And we were having a practice one night and we were learning Creep, Radiohead. And I just started singing Arm on Neats, That on Afters. And lads just started pissing themselves laughing. When Pete said, "Can you do that with another song?" I said, "I can do it with any song. I've been doing it since I was little. It's what I used to do just for my own amusement." And so that did that and grew and grew and grew. And then I spent 14 years doing that and loved it until end. But we'll go into that another time.
But it's interesting because do you not think it's like it's interesting how you have an idea of who you want to be on stage, the kind of comedy or whatever you want to perform. It might not work out like that. You'll naturally fall in to the kind of person or entertainer, whatever you want to call yourself. So, like I said, my inspiration when I was a kid was Joe Pasquale. You guys have seen me gig multiple times. You wouldn't think Joe Pasquale was someone
Kane's biggest influence is Joe Pasquale.
I was thinking more along the lines of, you know, Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison, you know, and Satan.
But then here we go.
Look, don't rip him, right? Don't rip him.
You can't rip the Ripper.
He doesn't deserve all that hammer.
There we go, Jesus. But again, so Vic and Bob as well.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely love Vic and Bob. But again, the kind of comedy I do, you wouldn't think I was a huge fan of them. It's just I've fallen into the kind of comedy I do.
And I can't, and I love Vic and Bob, especially Bob. Bob Mortimer is a national treasure.
Middlesbrough lad.
Yeah, and we should save him.
Yeah, man.
And we should keep him. And when anything happens to him, we should preserve him. We should have him stuffed and mounted and put on you know, on display in British Museum. This, my friends, is a legend. I love him. Vic, I think Vic's incredible. Vic Reeves is an incredible comic. But there were always something about Vic that I think he wanted to be more of an artist than a performer.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he's gone to now. He's painting and stuff.
Jim Meyer, isn't it?
Jim Meyer, yeah.
A few years ago, I actually bumped into Vic Reeves, literally. We were up at Scarborough for motorbike racing, and he was filming a documentary about Barry Sheen and everything else. And now we're looking where we're going, and he was walking one way, I walking, and I literally walked into him, and he fell on floor one way, and I fell on floor the other way. I apologised, and he just got up and called me a cunt and walked off.
Did he really?
I love it.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing that happens if I meet anyone that's famous. Yeah, you call the cunt and they walk away.
Yeah,
that is his. Oh well, I've got a similar celebrity encounter. When I were in Sharpcuts, we did a wedding near Rutland Water, and it were one of the horse riding 3-day event people, quite a posh one, and Peter Phillips and Zara Phillips were there because they were friends at Bride. And Peter Phillips is. I really wanted to hate him because I'm an anti-royalist, but they were lovely. They were really nice. He's just like he's like your proper rugby lad. Not very bright, but smashing. He's not. Listen, he's got great. He's had a great career. He's got some top jobs. But I think, you know.
This is why rugby's not popular in Sheffield. Is an opinion that everyone's thick.
When your nanan's the queen, it's not hard to get yourself a gig.
Yeah.
But he were a bit hello. And Zara up close. Yeah. Oh my God, she's stunning. She's absolutely gorgeous. And anyway, I got talking to her, and she goes, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I missed most of your show." And I said, "I can give you a private performance later on." And she laughed and she said, "Oh, fuck off." So, you know, we've all been sworn at by celebrities. It's great.
Yeah, but more than once, unfortunately.
I've been quite. Everyone I've bumped into, because I've bumped into quite a few people. They've all been quite nice.
Is that because you're scared of you? See a look at you going, sign me that.
No, I never asked for autograph for that. So the last person I bumped into was Gary Oldman. Yeah.
I'd love to meet Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he was absolutely lovely. Really nice guy.
Yeah. And one of the best actors this country's ever played.
Oh yeah, so because I was like, fuck, I'm talking to Gary Oldman, so I kind of went into just like fucking fangirl mode and
Yeah.
was like, "Oh hi," but I wanted to ask him because he's in one of my favourite films, and it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think it's a fucking amazing film. Yeah, but
There's only and I love the man, but there's only one thing that spoils that film.
go on then.
Keanu Reeves.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
No, I think everyone in that film is such an amazing cast. Yeah,
I just
okay.
can't watch it without imagining, well, me the Harper dude. But yeah, it's an amazing film, and Gary Oldman is spectacular in it. But yeah, I like it.
Has he ever done a bad film? Do you think of a film that's been in that's not any good?
No.
He did that film, and I can't remember what it's called. In the interview, I think he said he needed the money at the time. I can't remember.
It's a space one.
I don't know. He's a little person in it or something. Have I fucking dreamed this?
You might have.
I tell you what, if you have, it's a brilliant dream.
No, I'm sure. There's a film where he's a little person.
Do you mean were we saying little person as in he's just not very tall,
Oh,
or is it a dwarf, or
Look, hang on.
Are you going to Google it?
I'm going to Google it because I want to know now.
Yeah.
So right, Gary, right, Google. Get Google up.
see, if you word it in Google as little person, that's going to go. Well, what do you mean about this?
Gary Oldman
Yeah.
play a little person. That's what you've got to call him now. Oh, what movie did Gary Oldman play a little person?
See?
It's called Tiptoes, where he portrays Matthew McConaughey's dwarf brother Rolf, often appearing on his knees or with prosthetics.
So you're saying this is a bad film?
No,
That's a bad film. Well, you just threw this out, and so this I want to watch.
No, so I've never seen it. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's not his best work. As much as I love Gary Oldman, I don't believe this is his best work.
Matthew McConaughey's little person brother, and he's on his knees with shoes on his knees, and you can't say that that's going to be a bad film. Even if it is a bad film, that's a good film.
A controversial casting choice that drew criticism even from Peter Dinklage, who was also in the film. Key details about Tiptoes. Plot. The story centres on a man, McConaughey, whose family, including his twin brother, Oldman, are little people. And he must reveal this to his girlfriend, Kate Beckinsale, when she gets pregnant.
But this can't be a bad film. If this is on streaming, this is what I'm doing this afternoon when I get home.
Oldman has stated he's never actually seen the film, which he took on during a difficult personal professional time when he needed work.
See, I was right. I even got that right, that he said he needed the money at the time. I was right. Yeah.
It sounds brilliant.
It does sound brilliant.
Actually, next time we all hang out, should we just watch that?
We should.
Yeah, we'll just
book a room and not do it. Just say, let's watch this film.
We'll watch this.
Let's sit, get absolutely off our tits and watch.
Yeah, the
Tiptoes.
one I was thinking of was Lost in Space. That he did, and that's a bad film.
Lost in Space is a great film. Sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. It's a cracking film.
It's a film that if you're on crack, I'd think.
Oh yeah.
It's not even. It's like somewhere in between, like a tribute to like the original series or whatever, and not something that they were aiming at kids either. So if you sit your young kids down, watch this. This should be good. You go, oh fuck no, this is not good, is it?
But then Michael Caine said he made loads of bad films.
Spectacularly bad films.
But it bought him loads of houses.
He's made some really good films, but also some terrible films as well.
Yeah, but for me, Michael Caine's made a lot more good films than bad films.
Well, they came up the other day. I saw some online. They were talking about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
I love that.
Absolutely fantastic as a comedy film, and I've forgotten about
Yeah,
how good it
it's
is.
such a good film.
Quotable comedy film. It's ridiculously good.
I read something about that other day, that there were two other.
It was Mick Jagger and David Bowie.
Yeah, Mick Jagger and David Bowie were up for that film.
And instead you got Michael Caine and Steve Martin.
Who, I love Mick Jagger, I love David Bowie, but I'm telling you something, it would not have been the same film with them two in it. It would have been it would have been more camp, perhaps. But I mean, I've seen Mick Jagger act, And
I've seen David Bowie had some things, yeah. And then
David Bowie weren't bad.
Labyrinth is one of the best films ever fucking made.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
Labyrinth, it's the tight leggings that sort of, again, kids film. I
Fair enough,
sort of mentioned earlier that you could get away with certain things around children if you were famous in the 70s and 80s and things, but maybe not.
Well, I liked Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I think he's really good in that, and I like that The Man Who Fell to Earth. But I've seen Mick Jagger act. Now, he did Ned Kelly, and that weren't a bad one. He's in that one about photographers, Blow Up. He's not bad in that. But there's one, and I can't remember the name of the film, but it's like a Mad Max type thing, and he's supposed to be the guy who's running from him thinks he's after him to get him, but actually it turns out right at the end that he's looking after him. Mick Jagger's actually looking after him, but he's like, Mick Jagger's so camp, and he's always on this big tank, and he's like, "I'm Mick Jagger and I'm going to shoot you with my gun."
See, now I want to see this as well. I can't make a list of films I'm going to watch when I get home.
But it's a cracking film. But Steve Martin's a legend.
Yeah,
absolute legend.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels it would not have been anywhere near as good.
Excuse me.
The two people.
Could I go to the toilet, please?
Of course, Ruprecht.
Thank you.
That's just phenomenal. It's a visual gag, but oh my god, wow, funny.
Yeah, there's so many visual gags, but there's quotable bits and everything else, and it just gets more and more and more surreal.
See, I've never seen this. I've never seen this film.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
No, I've never seen it. I know what it is, but I've never seen it. Yeah,
give it a watch. So basically, Michael Caine plays this con artist who basically lives his life by conning old women out of their money with all sorts of different guises and disguises and whatever, and he kind of rules over this town in south of France. Steve Martin turns up to try and muscle in on Patch. Michael Caine's trying to get rid of him, but then this girl comes into town who supposedly is she a widow or something?
Young
widow who's an heir to a fortune, and they both try. And it works out that neither of them can do it, so they start working together, but against each other at the same time. It's really funny. There's a twist at the end. I'm not going to tell you because I want you to enjoy this film, but it's so funny. And some of the disguises and the stories that they come up with, it's just you think people have got to be absolutely stupid to believe any of that shit.
When did it come out? How old is this film?
83? 84?
No, I think it was late 80s.
Could have been. Oh yeah, probably, because I would think I was about 17, but 86 maybe.
Yeah, some late 80s.
So I think like there's very few perfect films, but I think one of the only perfect films is The Lady Killers with Alec Guinness. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Amazing film.
Amazing film. Alec Guinness, Peter Sellers. It's brilliant, yeah. I think that was 55.
Did you see the remake?
Yeah, because
I have seen the remake, right?
Alistair Simpson as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alistair Simpson, The Lady Killers.
Yeah.
And like, well, you know, we're coming up to the season that you hate.
Yeah.
I like this. And the thing is, I get it. I get why, because Christmas is fabulous when you're a kid, up until you're about 8 or 9. Then it kind of loses its edge, but it's still a laugh because you're going to get presents and shit. Then when you're in your teens, like you like getting the presents bit, but when you're like 16, 17 and you've been out on piss on Christmas Eve, or working behind bar on Christmas Eve,
or arrested,
and your sister comes in at 5 o'clock in the morning going, he's been, and you're like, well, you fuck off. But then you have to get up, and so you sit there hanging out your arsehole, opening fucking presents, and then you go, can I go back to bed? No, you're having a bacon sandwich and a Bucks Fizz.
Do you know what? It's not necessarily all that bit that I hate. They don't really bother me. It's the build up to it. It's a smile. It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Forced fun.
Yeah. Forced fun. That
November onwards.
Yeah. Well, now it's fucking September onwards.
It's fucking end of September. They start with all that shit before even Halloween. Now Halloween, I love.
Every day is Halloween when you and me.
I love it because it's
Halloween's like OTT now as well because there's about an entire month build up to that now.
Yeah.
You can ignore all that wank and take Halloween for the dark side of it because it's a pagan festival. It actually comes from Ireland.
Yeah, it comes from Ireland.
It's
Ireland,
literally just a money-making scam thing for the entire
Americans.
October.
Everything is a money-making scam.
That's
everything.
That did that.
Yeah, you know, like pumpkin spice lattes and whatnot.
Well, it's that, wasn't it?
Fuck off.
So obviously Jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins. Wasn't it turnips? Yeah, it was turnips.
Have you ever tried hollowing a turnip?
I can't even fucking peel one of the fuckers.
We used to do that.
Yeah,
with a spoon.
You know, a knife. You're in my nana's kitchen with a fucking turnip trying to cut it, and you come out. I need some more plasters for my hands because I chopped another finger off. And then, you put a candle or whatever in that, and they go knock on someone's door dressed in a bin bag. Yeah, just a bin bag on a trick or treat.
We weren't allowed to go trick or treating, and it weren't a big thing when I was a kid. Having lantern were turnip lantern, but trick or treat.
We lantern and then a bin bag, and then they used to sell them plastic masks in 80s. They got 2 holes with nose was supposed to be in a really thin slit with your mouth. So if you tried to speak with it on, you cut your tongue open.
They were still around when I was.
That's Halloween, and then you'd use them after Halloween to build a guy forks, and then go and try.
It weren't as big for us. Bonfire night were massive for us.
Demand money with menaces.
Bonfire night
guy
because you didn't even have a bonfire in the back garden.
Yeah.
And like a box of standard fireworks that like were just a little Catherine wheel that went and some sparklers and shit. And we had jacket taters for tea and parking. That bonfire night were quite big. But
we used to build an inferno. If you didn't build an inferno in garden,
when you got spare ground, like when we lived at Acknthorpe
about my council estate, you know.
They were a massive bonfire day one year, and I think somebody nearly ended up dying. But there used to be a tree, only a small tree that were next to where bonfire used to go, and our kid fell out of it and fucking impaled himself on a rotten branch.
I fell out of trees and impaled myself before. On Thameside in Woodhouse, the older kids, probably middle of October, used to go into the woods and find the biggest tree they possibly could, chop that down and then stand that and big in this empty ground where bonfires were, and then for a month after that everyone used to go knocking on doors and you collect settees and wardrobes and you just pile all this shit up against it and then set it on fire. Within 10 minutes of being set on fire, somebody phoned fire brigade and they'd come round, pull it down, so then you'd have multiple millions of fires on this field and then they'd disappear and then you try and set it all on fire again and then they'd come back again.
On that field where you used to have fair?
No, fair were where hostel places. Now this were bottom of Seven Sides Estate, so you go right to bottom and then literally it's like spare ground, then stream, and then more fields. It used to be on that bit. There used to be a flat bit there, but like huge. You have like a 25-foot tree there, and then literally no one had, if take any rubbish or whatever to tip for a month, because kids are just going around with wheelbarrows and everything collecting like settees, armchairs, dining tables, wardrobes, anything. Then if like somebody moved out of an house, somebody break and take windows out and they get piled up on against his fire and everything else. So
I'm going to be fun police now. Here we go. I'm going to literally piss on the bonfire now. The only thing that gets me about that is I'm really big on like British wildlife and stuff.
Yeah.
So the hedgehogs, the badgers.
If you put that into context, exactly where this were on Thameside, there were no wildlife anywhere near
good.
That.
Okay.
If they were at all, but
it'd been eaten.
It'd been eaten.
No, nothing lived.
Especially down near Norcroft Cottage.
That's all right then.
They'd ate a rat and think it would have kebab.
No, the land had been pure salted.
Okay.
So they were doing more good than.
That's right.
One of them places where if you walked around it in daytime, you never heard bird song.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Car alarms.
One of the eerie places. You know when there's just no noise of wildlife at all.
Yeah.
Freaky.
So you both born and bred Sheffield?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was born in Acknthorpe. No, I was born in Bayton. We lived in Acknthorpe, which is just up the road, and then lived most of my life in most of my in Bayton.
Grew up Woodhouse, escaped to various few places, then finished up at Richmond, and then back to Woodhouse. Yeah. So
right.
There's just something about like them piss poor council areas.
I think you come
Sheffield.
home, don't you?
You can't escape. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
I've got away.
My brother and sister both moved away, and they've come back to Bayton. I don't see me going back, but that's because I've already been back once. When I split up from X, And I went back, so I'd been living on my own, and I weren't in a right good place. My mother just said, "Come home."
You went in a very good place. Went to a worse one. Went back to Bayton.
Do you know what though? When I moved back, it was great because my mum, I had my own key. I could come and go as I pleased, as long as I weren't taking piss. It was sound, and I used to cook for them and what have you. And my mum took this is the great thing. My mum took £200 off me a month, right, for board. And when me and Janine got together, she gave me half of it back. She said, "I've been saving it for you for when you moved out."
Oh,
She
nice.
knew I would,
Yeah.
and that was lovely. Lovely
nice,
gesture.
yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously there were other gestures that she had that weren't so lovely, like telling everybody that I had a small cock, which she would do every time she got a chance.
What, your mum?
Yeah, honestly, this is true.
Baby force does angry. It's never grown.
This is true, right?
Right,
Honestly,
yeah.
And this has been in my set for quite a while.
It's funny because your mum quite often says I've got a big cock.
Yeah, well,
So, yeah.
I'm sure she would. But the thing is, my brother and my sister, there's 14 months between us. They're twins.
Yeah.
And like, she used to do it at weddings and parties and all sorts. The worst one is at my nan's wake. We're in this pub and I'm talking to this woman who was like my uncle's wife's best mate. I'm chatting her up and I'm doing all right. I thought, I'm getting in here. My mother comes, sits herself between us, and no word of her lie, she just went, "You don't want to bother with our Shaun, he's only got a little willy. Our Lisa's a lot bigger."
That's fucking wild.
How did she know? I'm sorry, how did she know? And
I don't know.
What a
If
grass.
you moved back in when I'd been buying some bigger towels when you're walking out landing after you've been in the bath. Going, "That's can't."
But yeah,
I thought I got it bad with my mum, thinking worst of everything possible with me. But yeah, no, it's not quite that bad.
well, look, me and my mum had a complicated relationship. She spent 14 years when we were growing up with severe anxiety and depression that we didn't really know about. We just thought she was a bit of a whittler. And then I've inherited that from her. So it's my mum that's given me my neuroses and all of that. Which, you know,
It's funny that I think
Can't blame
mine came from my mum as well, but I just thought she was a bitch when I was growing up. Just depressed and angry. Oh no, I know what that is now.
yeah, we know now, and I suppose in a way it kind of mitigates when they were. I mean, my dad was never a disciplinarian. My dad didn't have to hit us. My dad just had to look or raise his voice, and that were it. You knew. My mother, and my dad's got a long fuse. He's pretty easy going. My dad. My mother had a short fuse like my sister, and if you set her off, bang, it all went off.
Very
Do you
much
remember
like that in my house.
Do you remember Skull sandals? They were like these wooden sandals, looked like Birkenstocks, and they had a rubber sole. And I'll bet you, did you get smacked with one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah.
Are you the generation you got smacked at school as well?
Oh yeah, I got
Did you?
caned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get smite school. You used to find other weird and wonderful punishments, but yeah, you got the wood sandals. I think the worst one, and she denied she did this for years after when I faced it up. But the most painful.
This is your mum, yeah?
Yeah, painful punishment. Was, so if she were doing ironing, she'd unplug iron and then use the cord like a lasso. And then wipe it back with a 3-point plug off it, and middle of your bike. You go,
My mum weren't that brutal.
but yeah, great child, but no, but yeah, that's
But she used to get you with them shell sandals. Oh wow, right straight on back at leg. Only time my dad ever really kicked off is I'd be about 6, 7, and Ali were obviously a year younger. We lived at Angthorpe Social Club, and we lived in flat above club. And it was a Saturday afternoon, club had shut for afternoon, me and our kid kicking the ball around in the car park, and we had a dog, and he was a cross between a Labrador and some kind of German Shepherd, soft as a brush, thick as shit, and we're jumping up and trying to get ball off us. And Ali, I'm not going to mute it because it weren't because of what it were, but Ali said to the dog, "Fuck off, you black bastard." Do you remember that scene in Father Ted when Bishop Brennan comes flying downfield with his kid? Yeah. That was my dad coming downstairs from flat. He didn't touch a stair on the way down. He come from top to bottom in about a second, picked Harley up with scruff at neck, dragged him up into the flat, got a bar of soap and shoved it in his mouth. And he says, "Don't you ever come out with anything like that again." And I'll never forget, because my mum were very old school. She were old school Yorkshire. She grew up in an era when immigration hadn't really sort of blossomed very much, and she was a racist. You know, there's no denying it, but it weren't malicious in as much as she didn't like people. It was just, that's what she called people. And we'd always be saying, "Mum, you can't say that." "Well, I'm not lying." "I know you're not lying, Mum, but it's not right. You can't say things like that." But yeah, but she were complicated. I think
humans are complicated.
Oh yeah.
I think we're all horribly flawed, and I think people are too quick nowadays to point the finger and go, "They're a piece of shit. They're a cunt. They're this blah 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 blah." But I'm not. We're actually we're all just really fucking flawed.
We're all fucked up.
Yeah, all of us horribly. Well, all of our company, because we're all comedians, and
yeah,
you know we are.
That's what we do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've said for a long
You
time.
met
Every single person that gets on any stage at whatever level to try and do any kind of comedy has got to have a little bit of narcissism in them, because you can't.
Well, I think most comedians, we're all deep down. We're well, yeah, not deep down. We openly fucking say, yeah. But deep down, we have an inner child which never got the attention they needed when we were kids.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're craving it now from fucking strangers.
We've grown up wanting to be loved, wanting to be recognised, wanting to feel part of something. For me, my thing were I were always a unit. I've always been tall, and I were always a fat lad. So I didn't have lots of mates, and I spent a lot of time on my own. So that's why I listened to shed loads of comedy albums.
Yeah.
Learned pretty much every song I ever heard, and I got used to my own company, and I'm all right with my own company.
Yeah.
There are times when I crave it.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes people annoy the living shit out. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I just don't want to be around people because people can be knobheads.
That's so right. So that's thing right. So I fucking right. I'm going to be contradiction now. As much as I said people are fucking flawed, blah blah blah. I do believe that, but it doesn't mean I don't think we're all cunts. I fucking can't stand people most of the time, but I'm around them so much 'cause I don't drive.
Yeah.
So I got to get the train here. Right, and it honestly, some of the people on the train just drive me fucking insane.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I nearly sent you a video. Honestly, on the way I was like, do you know? Yeah.
This time of year as well, the Christmas thing.
Oh, I fucking hate
not
it.
Just trains, it's fucking
Yeah,
everywhere.
fucking
Wherever you go,
hate it.
and then you got if by some miracle you go out for a drink that's not involving a comedy night, you're surrounded by utter fucking cunts, and then they put markets in the middle of town to attract more of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just want to sit in a house.
I do like that though. I'll tell you why I like that.
What, Christmas markets?
Yeah. But you know why I like them?
Ripped off.
Why?
No, that's why I don't go. I like them because what they do is they attract all knobheads into town and take money off them.
Yeah.
And if I had any kind of involvement as a stallholder in a Christmas market, I would fleece them for every last.
But that's what they do. I mean, I had to go into town last week. I walked past all these stores and just looking at prices of things. I mean, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
That's a normal sausage you put on a very dry bread cake as a hot dog for someone.
Yeah.
And you call them bratwurst and you charge them £10 for it.
Yeah.
Right. Even football matches, when you go to football match, burger vans don't rip people off that much for the same crap.
Wore a mask.
And people that have done some silly knitted hats or whatever, £30 for it. It's like, hang on a minute, it's £2.50 worth of jaggedy horse wool you've used it. Yeah, good. Them people off.
You said before, Shaun, that you used to listen to loads of comedy stuff and that. Growing, I was always more into horror. I'm a big horror guy.
I liked horror.
Yeah.
I liked, but again, we're different generations.
Yeah.
So for me, horror were Hammer horror.
So right, here we go. So I'm a huge Hammer horror fan, even though we're different generations. So. Like Christopher Lee, absolutely,
Christopher Lee,
yeah,
all of that stuff. Taste the Blood of Dracula, The Mummy's Shroud,
The Nanny,
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Loved them. And I tell you,
they're on telly pretty much every week.
Well, that's
They
it.
would
That's-
have
yeah.
horror.
So the TV, what I love about the TV series is most things you watch now are very Americanized, and we can't really relate to it. But you watch that, it's just a council house in Leeds, which is haunted.
My generation horror, we were all 80s video nasties.
Yeah.
But the video nasties were trying to ban them.
Like
and
Cannibal
everything.
Holocaust and all that
but
shit.
Also, and then with like 3 million follow-ons from each one that they made. I mean, Evil Dead. For great, brilliant, but then you got like Ghoulies and like Ghoulies 33 and everything else like that. And if you actually watch them now, they're fucking terrible.
It's Sam Raimi did.
Sam Raimi.
Evil Dead,
Evil Dead,
But Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, two classic films.
Amazing films.
Bruce Campbell.
Brilliant, and follows up with Army of Darkness. But like, there's so many more of them. As soon as you label them as like video nasties for horror, they were just about enough money knocking about for everybody that wanted to go out and make that as a kind of horror. Because there was so many terrible ones, it's sort of like lost its
I think the poster boy is Cannibal Holocaust, isn't it?
And zombie flesh eaters, I remember
that.
One that I did like, and it weren't so much horror as gore, and it was one called I Spit on Your Grave.
So they've remade that like hundreds of times.
I've never seen a remake.
They've remade it loads.
Grim.
The original's fucking horrible, man. It's fucking horrible.
It got banned, didn't it?
It was video nasty.
You could only get that in Video Shop. And it was one of them. It was like, don't tell anybody that's got it.
That would have pretty much all videos in Video Shop.
So I went into them as well, but I think I used to read horror, so I used to read things like I used to love James Herbert.
The Rats. So The Rats was the first book I ever read.
Great book. Great book, The Rats.
They made a really shit film of it as well. It was terrible.
Stupid.
I read loads of Stephen King, pretty much all of Stephen King films.
So the second book I ever read was The Shining.
Well, I read like Clive Barker and all that sort of stuff. But with Stephen King, I watched the films. And I'll never forget the first one I saw with Duel. With Dennis Weaver and Laurie being chased by a truck driver. I saw that when I was a kid. I think I'd probably only be about 8 when I saw that, and that terrified me. But they used to have programs on TV.
Creep Show.
Even before that.
Big Creep Show, and there were another one that was Stephen King and someone else that were doing them. From short story ones, and even they weren't as good as books. But the problem with Stephen King with his books are they're fantastic, all right, until his endings. He just goes, oh, you know what? I can't be arsed writing one. So his endings like this. And you go, what? I just spent out all these hundreds of pages.
It's not Stephen King, but I remember when I was a kid, I've always struggled to sleep. I'm not. You're same, aren't you, mate? Fucking terrible sleepers. I remember going downstairs, putting TV on, like, I don't know, 2 a.m. Would have been like 11 years old. Turned TV on, the first thing that came on was The fucking Exorcist. And do you know when you're so scared that you can't move? And like you get like a warm shudder from your head to your toes? I remember just watching that, and it was the bit where she crab walks down the stairs, and I remember being so fucking scared but couldn't look away.
We were talking about something like this the other week, and it were what film as a kid, something in a film that's like scared the living shit out of you, but it wasn't supposed to be like a horror film or like scary film. So the one I came up with is young Sherlock Holmes with a dancing whatever the cream buns in fridge. If you've never seen her, fucking freak you out. She's literally he's a young Sherlock Holmes. It's like, it's great forever. And then there's this bit where they're hallucinating because he's been yabbed with his whatever dart it is, and then all these cream buns and everything that come alive in the fridge and start dancing about and singing and everything else like that. So when I after about 5-year-old saw that, fucking frying me to death.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was going to say, were your mother feeding you acid as well?
Quite possibly,
because that sounds like an acid trip.
That is literally in that film, because there were 2 other people that said the same thing when they saw it as a kid. It freaked them out.
I don't have that. So there is a film, but it is a horror film, right? But it's a fucking 12A or something, right? But it still scares me now because I remember how scared I was watching it as a kid. And do you know the others? Yeah, for some reason that film now, terrifying. As soon as I turn it on, still fucks me up. I think the one that stuck with me, and it's quite a modern film, and even as an adult, I think I was in my 20s when it came out, is Dead Man's Shoes.
Paddy Considine.
Amazing film.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's
Shane Meadows.
yeah. And it's not the gory bits.
No.
It's the tension.
Yeah.
And it's him.
Yeah.
And how it builds and Jesus. And the
That
twist at
film
the end
is
again.
really deep. That film.
And
It
it's
is.
filmed in Matlock.
Yeah,
It's scary as it is.
Matlock and Matlock Bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I know people who won't watch that film because obviously the
There's a lot going on in it.
yeah.
I mean, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's psychological
Yeah.
thriller rather than horror. But
Yeah.
you're like,
Have you seen Eden Lake?
No, but everybody,
Yeah.
loads of people
Yeah,
talk
well-
about Ian Lake as being a cracker.
I watched it once.
Fucked
and
up.
It weirded me out when I watched it.
I think Jack O'Connell is he called? Yeah. Who's the new one of the Jimmies in the new 28 Years Later?
All right.
Yeah. When it first came out, I think it probably got it on DVD.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be good film. Watch this. I
Yeah.
watched it. And it was just like,
Do you know,
Really
thinking about
uncomfortable.
this, as a kid, I watched so many films and TV programs that were utterly inappropriate. I watched
All the time.
I watched. Have you ever seen Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah, great
The
film.
original.
Yeah.
That's been remade as well.
Yeah.
The original of that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
I saw The Devil Rides Out.
Right, yeah.
I saw Wicker Man when I were about
So that's Christopher Lee, isn't it?
9. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so that is in. Do you know I talked about like perfect films before, and I said Lady Killers. Wicker Man is the other one. Amazing film.
Wicker Man is just. I mean, that film for like I think I were about 10 when I watched it, and
Yeah.
that film
Not aimed at
at
young
that time
audience.
had but it had everything in it that a young impressionable mind should avoid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you wanted it every day of your
See,
life.
I think that's more scary because it's all psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what goes on in your own mind is always going to be scarier than what something can be put on a
To
screen.
be fair,
Yeah.
at that point in time, the government were going out of their way to scare kids to death with public information films about what you shouldn't do, man.
Yeah.
Railway lines.
I remember
Fucking
watching them in fucking
The
school.
one with Grim Reaper.
Yeah, in
Don't go
the
near
the
the
bog,
website.
in the bog. Yeah, see that. So they must use the same ones for like 40 fucking years. So I remember watching that.
because you scared
Fucking horrible.
Do you know the thing is, though?
children to death for
We,
years and years and years.
we had an inordinate amount of fear about things like quicksand.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought that were going to be a
teeth.
much bigger thing in
Yeah,
my life.
yeah.
And power stations
Yeah.
and lakes and like I know
and strangers in cars.
Yeah.
I know you've grown up and now you are the stranger in the car.
Yeah.
well
On a motorbike.
Ollie's the
Back at
stranger on a
bus.
motorbike.
Backup bus. A stranger on backup bus. Come and sit next to me.
No, that's why I'm banned from public transport anyway. But so yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one that we watch so much stuff, and I think
Shield kids from that stuff.
But I think our parents were naive to it. I think they just
didn't give a
thought,
shit.
well, yeah, they didn't give a shit, or they were like, I mean, and to be honest, a lot of this stuff I watched when I was staying at my nan's. She would basically indulge me on every level. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, when I were a kid trying to lose weight, it were like, and I joke about it now, but if I'd not lost weight one week, I used to go to doctors and get weighed, and if I'd not lost weight, my nana would like give me a treat.
Yeah.
Instead of being, she'd be like, oh,
Biscuits in.
you've let me down this week. My mother a bit same, and then you'd get a biscuit or a chippy tea, and it were like, you know. And I'm still using this one in my set. I always say my mother gave me AIDS. Now, but the thing is, for anybody my generation, they get it. Yeah. Anybody younger, I say Google it, because AIDS, right? AIDS, Google it, right? There were this. It came from America, and it was this dietary suppressant toffee. So you'd get a box full of these little cubes of toffee, tasted like mint, and you were supposed to have one after every meal, so it stopped you having cravings between meals and snacking. But like, they were so nice. I ate a full box, you know, and because I just kept snaffling them. I had explosive diarrhea for about 4 days,
Same
but I
time
lost
as-
weight.
kids in have your tea. Sit down for your tea, all right, and you got to have a dessert. Or if there's no dessert on the table after your tea, you do something wrong. Well, neighbours will think we're poor. We are fucking poor. And I'm sick of drinking custard with tiny fucking sponge cake in it.
We only had a dessert on very special occasions. So like, if my mum had made meat and tater pie and she got leftover pastry, she just used to roll pastry flat, smear it with jam, roll it up, bake it. She called it jam pasty.
So I reckon my grandparents would be the same generation as your parents, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I remember going to my grand's house and nothing was from a packet. Everything was made, from the butchers or whatever, everything was made proper.
Huge sacks of potatoes in cupboard for making homemade chips and shit like that.
My nana at the top of my nana's garden, there were a bakery. They were like on next street. So I woke up every morning to smell of fresh bread.
Nice.
Every morning, and so bread's always been my downfall because I love it in every sort of form.
Me mum's one of 7. My mum's the youngest of 7 kids, right? And my gran would bake every family a Christmas cake every year, but I fucking hate Christmas cake, you know. So she would make me like a slice of Christmas cake made completely out of marzipan. Yeah,
I love marzipan.
Yeah, because I don't like mince pies or Christmas days.
It's a bit sickly if you eat too much. It's an entire cake of marzipan. I'd still try.
I haven't got to this size being a quitter.
I'm going to tell you this, mate.
Yeah.
There is no amount of marzipan that's too much.
I fucking love marzipan. Yeah,
it's maybe sort of maybe agree. Apart from when I was trying to eat like an entire layer of my own wedding cake, and I thought maybe that's too much marzipan.
But you used to be able to buy bars of marzipan with chocolate on.
You still can. You still can. But now because it's become popular.
The only person not on the diet injections in this room is the one that's telling you can buy marzipan with chocolate coating on still.
He's
got more years on us.
I reckon I'll still die first. I've fucked my body so much. I'm only 32 and I'm like wheezing walking out from the fucking car to here, mate.
Me too. Preaching to the choir, you start at a certain age.
The thing is, we grew up in an age where our parents and your grandparents, they'd grown up with nothing. They were like post-war. Rationing didn't finish till they were like in the like early years, and you were encouraged to. There weren't food around, so what were put in front of you, you ate it. You know, because you weren't getting hotels. My brother, our kid, were a fussy bastard. He would sit there pushing stuff around his plate until it finished. My mother would sometimes get to a point where it'd be like 8 o'clock at night. He'd still be sat there pushing bits of meat and tater pie around his plate, and she'd go, "Oh, piss off!" And
I worked it out that if you had a load of food on a plate and there were mashed potatoes on there, you were allowed to leave a little bit of mashed potato at the end. So I used to hate things like pork chops and whatnot, so you just chop them up and hide them under mashed potato. And I got away with that for a couple of years. Well, my dad knew obviously because he was scraping plates off after, but when Mum found out, no, you got to eat all your mashed potatoes as well. I don't want to eat all this crap now.
That was never a problem for me and my sister. Now, my sister's tall and she's quite a chunky lass. She's lost loads of weight over the years, and she looks better than she's ever looked. She's good, you know. But me and Joanne, apart from hating each other when we were kids, when in our teens we used to scrap, we used to fight like cat and dog. And even now, she still knows how to push my buttons. You know, she keeps telling me that Tommy Robinson's a misunderstood journalist, and Nigel Farage has got some great ideas, and reading Daily Mail, although she insists she's not racist. I've getting all arguing with her about it now. I just can't bother. But me and Joanne, there were no problem getting snapped down us. As soon as it were down, we were like, blah, blah. And oftentimes, you know, the phrase that sticks in my head from my childhood is Ali pushing his plate around, and Joanne saying, "Are you eating that? Are they eating that?"
Yeah. So I was going to say like the opposite. If I didn't eat it, my dad and granddad were like, "Oh, I'll have it." I remember me dad. So when I say dad, stepdad. When I say father, me dad like taking the fat off me plate from the pork chops and that, just eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandparents always had dog, but they never ever bought any dog foods because it used to be whatever were left on plates get scraped into dog food, and that's what dog. Cats, everybody had cats. Dog, cat, ate scraps off at plate. Now it's gourmet food for your pets. No, fucking exactly same as us.
Well, my auntie Doris, one of my granddad's sisters. My granddad was born at 14.
Fucking hell.
My dad's oldest is 7.
Yeah, my mum's youngest is 7. Yeah.
But my granddad was born at 14. And my auntie Doris used to go round to their house on Manvers Road, and my uncle Gerald was still living at home at that point, still living in the house, and they'd grown up there. But they had a dog called Captain, and I think when I was about 10, maybe a bit older, dog would probably be about 18 years old. He was virtually blind, he couldn't walk very far, but he used to get fed by next door neighbour Winnie Brocklehurst used to feed him a Sunday dinner on a Sunday, and then he'd be sat round at my Auntie Doris's on a Sunday afternoon, and all of a sudden he'd be like, "Oh, Kappa!" And honestly, he would stink entire, not just house, he'd stink street out, and you'd be like, you'd kick him out. Oh Jesus! You used to have chickens and all.
That's what reason why when you're feeding dogs human food all the time. There's no question that did that dog just fart. This is thing, Molly. He didn't just get some leftovers. She created him up a full Sunday dinner: cabbage, sprouts, carrots. Mate, that'll do it. Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used to live next door to me gran, right? And there was an alleyway between the houses, so we put a gate there. Back gates were open, so our cats and dogs could just go next door when they wanted.
Yeah.
And they would fuck off to my gran's house, get a full meal, then come home, get another fucking full meal. Yeah.
We had a cat. They were a wood yard at bottom of our road where we lived, like big fence, but they were a wood yard, and a cat had gone in there and had some kittens, and all lasses from round our way, they were all wanting to rescue them. So one of the dads went in and rescued them all, and our Joanne pestered and so we got this cat, and we called it Mindy because Mork and Mindy were big at the time.
Oh yeah.
Except Mindy turned out to be a Mork. So anyway, but this cat, smashing cat, went to that one day, didn't come back. She's heartbroken, our Joanne. 3 years later, this is no word of a lie, 3 years later, one summer afternoon, we'd got a dog by then, because my nana had died and we'd got her dog. 3 years later, summer's afternoon, doors open, cat, the same cat, walks in, goes to the dog's bowl, eats dog snap, and makes a send it to him.
Yeah.
Stayed for another 2 years and then fucked off again.
Yeah.
But unbelievable bastards.
Yeah, that's quite a
cats do. They bugger off, go wherever else. Especially on like big estates and stuff like that. Because somebody, that mad old cat woman that locks cats in. The cat goes anywhere else and she locks her, and then you see 33 cats in the window every day. So
my mum's auntie and uncle, so my great auntie and uncle, they had a cat, and I believe the cat was called Smokey. This is before I was born, right? And they lost Smokey. And then they went outside and on the road, unfortunately Smokey had been run over.
Yeah.
Really upset, so they buried Smokey. 4 weeks later, she was washing pots and he jumped through a fucking window, buried someone else's cat.
That's something with cats. So everyone thinks, cat's lovely, that's our cat.
Yeah.
You can always tell it's your cat. No, it's not. You're burying somebody else's cat. You think it looks similar.
Fuck knows who's in the garden, but it's not Smokey.
Another one. My mother, because we got my nan's dog when she died. He was a Jack Russell called Pip. He lived to be about 16, and he was still running about before he died. The last few months he got a bit slow, but he never lost his energy. But she got a little dog because she knew he was on his way out. She got this little Yorkshire Terrier, little scruffy Yorkshire Terrier. She called it Deefer dog.
Deefer dog, yeah.
Horrible little bastard things, Yorkshire Terrier.
Do you know what? That weren't bad. He was a bit mischievous, but he weren't bad. Any road. He disappeared one day, and apparently somebody had seen a white van pull up, and they'd got a dog because he just used to run to end of the street. They got out the dog, shoved it in back of the van. So there were loads of appeals and stuff, and have you seen this dog and all that? Somebody found him because they'd abandoned him, brought him back. He lived another 3-4 years, and then little bleeder got run over on the road and died.
That's something. Dogs don't get run over anymore. Kids don't get run over anymore. People are far too looking after things these days, aren't they? Put leads on, put leads on dogs, not so much on kids anymore. That's
You
it.
should do. Some
No,
of the
no,
feral bastards
kids
round
on
here.
range. Is it a rescue? Yeah, there's not enough people getting run over
I'm
anymore.
about 5-year-old. One of my earliest memories, I saw a Westie being run over. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't funny. Is it?
Is he from West Yorkshire? Is he from up there near Middlesbrough? No, Westie, yeah, run over.
Yeah.
No, I went way younger. I had an old guy on his electric mobility scooter just meandered straight across the crossroads and got wiped out by a car. That were
Fucking hell.
yeah.
then-
Chair bounced. He didn't.
But you know, back then when we were kids, you would
Just play chicken with traffic on main road.
but you had a fear of death. You were brought up to have this fear of death.
Yeah.
And I remember when my nan died, and obviously when my granddad got killed down at Pit, we were too young anyway. But he didn't look good apparently, so they wouldn't allow us to go and see him. I didn't want to go and see my nan because I didn't want to. And I've never seen a family member, but I've seen, obviously with being a funeral director, I've took families in and I've seen hundreds. I've seen probably 1,000, well more corpses, and you lose all that fear of death.
Oh yeah.
And it just becomes this part of this natural thing, and it is. I mean, again, it's in my set. The things that stay with you that you'll never forget is like, you know, you can look at a person and you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll see when Dave died, you know what they're going to look like because you recognise what the features are and how they'll change.
Yeah.
You know what size coffin somebody's going in because you've seen that many bodies and put them in that many coffins. You get it. And I know it's a bit.
It's also good cover for serial killers. This.
Do you know what? It ain't. Honestly.
Yeah, I know this because of this reason, not this
Not
reason.
serial killers, but I tell you what, if you were that way inclined, there are ways and means that you could dispose of someone and make it look like, you know, a normal funeral. I don't know of any case that's ever happened where anybody's done that.
No, because I haven't been caught.
Although Hull at the minute.
Although if you want any
Don't
tips on
die
how
in
to
Hull.
do this,
Why is that one?
Oh, there's been a massive scandal in Hull about multiple bodies being cremated together.
Oh wow.
Coffins being, you know, people being took out of coffins. All the stuff that's generally an urban myth.
Yeah.
They've been fucking doing it.
the one in America at the minute, it's in desert outside Vegas. They've found bone fragments for over 3,000 people.
Fucking hell.
So they found all these bone fragments, and so it's like thinking, well, we've got one world's biggest serial killer, but what I think it's a crematorium that have been cremating people and then just disposing them in desert.
Yeah.
Just chucking them all out there. But
yeah.
Or it could well be that, let's
Yeah,
face it,
somebody-
it's
yeah.
outside Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's a mafia's burial.
Mafia good at effort of burying them, normally live and stuff like that, don't they? Not
Yeah, but it's only shallow graves. They never dig them 6
Yeah,
foot.
but it's literally, this is like human ashes with bone fragments that they
that's
finding
different.
in deserts. So yeah, it could be that. They might have just might be one mafia family that's just put
Do-
a bit more effort into it.
Do you want cremated or do you want buried?
Cremated.
Yeah.
Buried.
Yeah.
You won't bury him?
Yeah,
Why?
just because I fancy getting stuck in oil and ground. It's more hard work for someday.
Honestly.
Yeah,
know
no,
what?
honestly,
It-
no,
yeah,
buried.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'd
It's
rather-
no
I'd rather-
more hard work.
I'd
No.
just rather be buried.
Honestly, you could fucking fly tip me. I couldn't give a
Well,
shit.
there is that.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't care.
The other
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
looks at the where they bury you, where a tree grows out.
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
Which I thought, oh, that'd be good if you could just do it wherever you wanted, but apparently you got
Yeah.
to be in specific like places.
Yeah.
that do that.
Well,
Not just
necessarily.
say bottom of your garden, but yeah.
But that's the thing. People think you can't.
Well, Ozzy got buried in his garden, didn't he?
Yeah, if you own your if your house is on land that you hold freehold.
But then you die,
can-
you get buried in your garden,
Yeah,
your kids
so-
inherit it, and then they sell it, or something gets
Yeah,
some
well, you're buried in garden, who
someone
knows?
poor bugger finds you and go, I fancy digging a pond in me. What the fuck's this here?
No, but you'd have to disclose. If
Yeah.
you were selling house,
but
you'd have to disclose that there's a
how
human
how
remains.
much further down the line when it's been sold X amount of times?
Here we go then.
Point.
No, you said you have to disclose it. In America, you have to. This might be wrong, but I was right about the little person film.
Google.
Right? I believe you have to disclose if your house is haunted if you want to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm
But
not
how
being
can you
funny.
prove?
Well, you can't because, as we all know,
I
Ollie.
think, I think my house is haunted.
Yeah.
Is that going to put your price up or
Yeah.
price down when you're selling? Do you go, oh yeah, so add an extra £30,000 on because it's haunted, or knock 30?
But you have to share with this cunt. Yeah.
Just stay out of back bedroom.
Do you have to disclose?
I know they have to like if there's been
Facts.
an actual crime committed, so if somebody's died in the house.
Yeah.
House is haunted
You can't automatically assume because someone's been murdered in there that it's,
before selling it.
I think it's in America you have to disclose it. Here, I think.
no, yeah, they just if you like if you
Right, here we go. This is what it says here. Right. In most US states, you don't have to disclose a haunting unless asked directly, but laws vary. New York has a famous Ghostbusters ruling, Stambowski versus Ackley, requiring disclosure if you've already publicised the haunting. While states like Minnesota and Massachusetts explicitly say you don't need to disclose psychologically affected properties, but you can't lie if asked. Other states focus more on deaths or material facts. It's best to be honest or consult a local real estate attorney to avoid legal issues, especially if the haunting has a public reputation.
Wow.
So
There you go.
so that means that if you've made money out of it, so you've sold the story, so then you've got to make it known because obviously you get random people knocking on your door going, I want to stop here because it's haunted. I mean, like over here, Shaun, you'll know, working as funeral director, if someone dies in a house and they've been there a while, they just turn on with saws and check floor with and everything else, and it gets repaired by council or whatever, and then no one's any the wiser.
No,
Sorry, Sean.
this is where, and I'm probably going to get castigated and cancelled for this. But
There we go.
it is where the phrase "a bag of soup" comes from.
Yeah. So you take floorboards out, it's ruined, and then replace floor and that.
Decom, where it's been hot and somebody's not been found for weeks, and it literally is just. They are just a bag of soup, and you have to scrape it into a body bag.
There was a story of a woman dying at home, right? And she was dead for so long that when they found her, she was just a skeleton and mush and that. And she'd been dead for like 3 years. Fucking telly was still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the famous ones.
She must have been in front with electric bills then.
Yeah.
She's definitely not on fucking meter, is she?
No, she must. Can you imagine bills she racked up for electric? And I'm not paying TV license.
But also, that's the best advertisement for your TV brand.
Yeah,
You know,
constantly on
you could
TV.
die and the cunt would still run.
To be fair, most old people sit all day watching telly. It's on all fucking day and all night anyway. But yeah, most normal people, they get electric cut off before that point.
Oh yeah, but not always.
Yeah.
Not always.
Are we a believer in ghosts?
No, I'm not, and it's only because I've never seen a ghost.
Yeah. So I say I'm not, but I've had too many weird things that I can't explain.
I believe in paranormal.
Yeah.
Because I've had stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
And even when we weren't stoned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I believe, and I don't believe in God and heaven and hell and all that. I've always been because I studied science, and because the first thing they tell you about physics is that you can't destroy energy. It just goes somewhere else, and all we are is energy slowed down. We're atoms that are so that the vibration of the energy is so slowed down that we appear solid, although we're not. We're just floating around. The energy has to go somewhere. So when you die, that energy, and I think it's what people would call the soul, but the energy's got to go somewhere, and I think it goes back into ether. I think it goes back into atmosphere around us, and I think it just sits around. I think we're all still there, and that's why people think they can see ghosts. That's why people think they can contact the dead. They can, get messages from the loved ones, because they're tapping into an energy that they still feel because of the connection that they had. So I get it. I understand why people would believe. But when it comes to religion, you can stick that all up your arse.
So I'm not religious in the slightest, right? But I envy religious people.
People with faith. There's a difference.
Yeah.
People with faith have got certainty.
Yeah.
they know
Yeah.
that they're going to go and live in paradise and meet all the friends and family.
And everything bad that's ever happened
is going to be forgiven,
and it's
and all
for a
that.
reason, and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and it was for this, and everything's going to be
it's
fine.
all part of the plan, and they're
Yeah.
going to live in paradise. And I envy those people like you do, because they said they've got certainty. Religious people are people who don't believe, really. They're terrified of what's going to happen.
See,
so they think they can buy the way into heaven. They're the ones that always provide flowers every Sunday. They're the ones that will tell you how religious they are. And they're the ones that will use their religion to beat people like a stick.
See, I'm totally not convinced by like vicars, priests, and all the and everything else, because I just got the thing in my mind. They know this is not real, and you're just doing it to take advantage of people.
I don't.
Honestly, hell, like, if you, especially in America, all the fucking televangelists and all that.
That's different. They're religious. They're not faithful.
Because there's that, and
Yeah.
They're scammers.
because I'm not religious, I'd still I look at every that, and then people with some skepticism. Do you actually believe this, or is it? Are you just like?
Bullshitting.
Yeah, you're doing this for so you've got this job.
Yeah.
So you're in the house and you get this from this, or you take advantage of all these people and everything else. It makes you a powerful person because look, all these people come to you with this and this is.
I think you've got.
Or do you actually believe all this shit?
I think so. Well, I think.
I'm just too skeptical.
I think the people who go into it as a vacation, and I've met loads of different ministers of various. Denominations. So I've met rabbis, I've met imams, I've met Catholic priests, I've met Methodist ministers, I've met Church of England priests, and all of them, mostly, I think 99%, I would say, they're doing it because they believe. They're doing it because they have got faith, and they feel a calling to look after the needs of other people who've got faith. And so I admire it.
Probably true, but I've still got that skepticism.
And they are some of the nicest people. I'll tell you what, though, the Catholic Church has done so many horrible, egregious things, and yet, certainly at this end of town, this end of Sheffield, the Catholic priests around here will do anything for you. They are lovely.
That's part of the problem with what they were doing with kids, weren't it?
But they were they were honestly, they were absolutely lovely. And like. We had a funeral where the person who died wasn't even Catholic, right? But one of the nieces was, and she were in bits. She were heartbroken, and she wanted to put a rosary. The family had let her. She wanted to put a rosary in with deceased, and she wanted a priest to come and give him a blessing. So I got hold of Father from Sacred Heart, not Sacred Heart.
That's it. TV show by
no, Sacred Heart's a church. Yeah, you know, sometimes for a clever lad, you're a fucking ignorant fucker. You. So one at Sheffield Lane top, and he was an old fella, and he was lovely. He died up at Bradfield outside Convent because he used to do mass up there. Went up there one morning, didn't turn up for mass. They went outside, dead in his car, out like a light. But he was smashing, and he come in, and he sat there in chapel of rest. Put rosary in for her, said some prayers. She walked out like a weight had been lifted. Brilliant. And I said, thanks for that, Father. I said, what do we need to bill you? And he went, don't be daft. He said, you don't need to bill me out for that. So we just do it. But there were one or two Church of England priests, horrible bastards. The one up at Ooty Bridge. I'm not going to say his name, but he was an absolute shithouse. Absolute shithouse. Like he would charge people extra to have orders of service, even though they were providing them. He would charge them to have them.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying. There's a position of power.
And he was very preachy.
Is Church of England
Protestant church?
But is that because Henry VIII wanted to divorce?
Yeah. So the Church of England.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's even complicated within that, because within Church of England, there's what they call High Church.
Right.
And High Church still has an awful lot of stuff left over from Catholicism. So the ceremonies are very sort of high level, and there's a lot more sort of ornate stuff and things like that. Whereas your average Protestant church or your Baptist churches, they're a lot different. They're a lot more laid back. They're a lot more happy clappy and a lot more open to
They're apparently all skint all the time though, aren't they? Because they're always trying to raise money for a new roof. They own half the land in country now, but we need some money for a new roof and the collection plate.
But that's because all religions, all organised religion, is a money making scam, and always has been. It was a way of, you would get
controlling your population.
You would get the population to pay you for your faith.
So, which is my point. But you can't trust these people. You got to look at them with skepticism.
But it weren't. It's not your common garden clergy. It's the bishopric. It's the Vatican. It's the high level.
Yeah,
let's start
on the Vatican. Yes.
They control the purse strings and they control the rules, and that's why I'm against religion. That's why I'm against organised religion, because it's old men in dresses telling people how to live, telling people that they can't do this and they can't do that, when a lot of the time the men in dresses are doing all the things that were prescribed in their Bible. The Bible's a work of fiction, man.
It's not a very good work of fiction either. If you read it, who's going to believe that bullshit?
This is it. This is why I'm an atheist. My nan were brought up Catholic. She encouraged me to read Bible when I was a kid. Now I started reading when I was like less than 3 years old, so I would read everything. And I read Bible cover to cover.
Yeah, Catholic background and everything else.
The Bible's a hard read.
With the whole Catholic
it is
thing.
difficult.
There's a lot of
it repeats itself. So like
rape and murder and torture.
I want to know now. It's apparently okay to eat meat on a Friday. All the people that went to hell for eating meat on a Friday when you can only have fish before that, did they get a reprieve now?
They didn't go to hell. They went to purgatory.
Or did they get some time off after the purgatory?
No, it weren't a venal sin. You didn't go to hell for eating meat on a Friday. It were a sin. But you could still be forgiven. You could still be forgiven on Judgment Day.
But it's fine now. You're right now.
Because things change, diets change.
So, like I said, I'm not. Are we good?
Yeah, fishing industry's fun.
That's the reason. Don't fish anymore.
There we go.
Friday.
No. So, like I said, I'm not religious at all, right? But I'm in York a lot, so I spend a lot of time in York Minster.
You can claim to be a Viking now.
Yeah, I do look rather Viking. I do.
He looks a lot more like a Viking than Yorkshire Ripper. That's certain.
I never said Yorkshire Ripper looked like a Viking. I just said Kane looked like a Yorkshire Ripper.
Right. So Ollie, right, for about a month, right. I don't know why, but he every day would send me a different wanted poster of me with like the title "The Yorkshire Ripper Strikes Again" or "Careful, Kane the Ripper." It went on for about a month.
He originated. I think it might have been that same gig in Red Deer when when you got your hair a little bit shorter and curly, and you got the short beard, and you literally look like the version of Peter Sutcliffe that Savile were best friends with.
But in fairness, Kane, it's getting you one of your fucking best lines.
Yeah.
People say I look like Peter Sutcliffe if he killed pies instead of prostitutes.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a fucking great line.
Thank you.
It's a great line. But the thing is, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you've had a dig at Kane, because Kane's a big lad. And I don't fuck with him, and I'm a big lad.
So this is.
Now I've lost some weight. I can run again.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can't run anymore.
I'm gonna fucking drag Kane again because now I can run again. You fucking arsehole.
Do you ever find, right? So the person you are on stage, sometimes people want to talk to you afterwards, and they expect to meet the person they've seen on stage. Yeah. Because I'm like, fuck this, fuck that, cunt, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I'm quite an introverted, weird fucking nerd.
Yeah, but you're a nice lad.
Thank you, that's very,
You are. You're all of those things. You are an introvert. You are introverted. You are geeky. But the geek shall inherit the earth.
yeah. I don't want that much power. I would fucking hate it.
No,
I would
It's like, I don't even want to be a fucking manager at work, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck that. Having to tell people what to do. Shit.
To be fair with the on-stage thing, sometimes I have to apologise for the angry shout with stuff and everything else, and like the reason on six occasions people tried to punch me when I've been on stage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was just a fucking act as well, wasn't it, Shaun? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the angry like. Yeah. So on with that. So yeah, it's either apologising to people that don't understand it's an act, or people that believe that that's what it is and want to talk about it like that.
It's not always an act, though, is it?
Not always. No, you can't all be an act. You can't just do that stuff as an act because you can't just be able to do that.
Well, it's a part of you which is just amplified.
Yeah.
It's a really small part of you. You know, so I do have that dark sense of humour. So actually, last time I did Toolmakers for you, an old man stood up and walked out in my set and said I was disgusting.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said, if you think that's disgusting, you should see what I put on your daughter's face. Right? Yeah. Last time I did Toolmakers, yeah.
I think that was last Christmas, actually, weren't it?
It was a long time ago.
I think it was
a while back, yeah.
Yeah, I know it was. Stood up to walk.
So it's understandable why people think I'm always that, and it's like, no, I'm actually.
And that's, it's a weird thing, and the thing is, because I've got this reputation of being, you know, big Shaun, big cuddly Shaun, lovely bloke, nice bloke, right, you know, sweetheart, bit sweary, but he's lovely. So when I come out with stuff that's more dark, I think it shocks them. I don't think they think that's me, but it's my sense. That's my sense of humour.
I also think who you are, or what you look like, or what you sound like, you can get away with different things. So because I'm like big fat lad who's a northerner, I can get away with saying, but he don't mean it. He don't mean it really. But if I was like a skinny, smart dressed Cockney saying this stuff like, that sounds horrible.
Can you imagine if James Smith did your set?
Yeah. But that's
the thing.
If James Smith did your set, everybody would hate him.
Yeah.
Want to kill him.
I mean, some people do hate me.
But when you like, if you're a northern act, you've got a northern act and everything else, and you're larger than life and everything else. Sometimes that set won't travel the further south you go, and so like, so if you do a gig night, it's like in the London kind of area, and you go, oh, what? They just look at you and go, what the fuck's this? But they don't even speak to each other on public transport and that, do they? So, you know, like,
I also find sometimes, I'm not shitting on anyone, but sometimes the nicer, the more family friendly act off stage, the bigger cunt they are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, you quite often get the people who are like, you know, whiter than white and all that shit. Really off stage there.
Creepy weirdos.
Plenty
of them in comedy.
We've met a handful of them. Yeah.
Just a handful. Big handful. Message by at least one a day. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's weird, isn't it? Because I'll be honest. In the 16 years that I've been involved in comedy in general, everybody I've met have been sound. I've not really met anyone that I think you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
There's one or two people that I'm not so keen on because, and not because of what they've done. It's just there's a bit of a persona thing with them.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the more interactions with people, so the more times you'll be in a room with someone. It's not like you might see them on stage or whatever, but if you're in a green room or whatever and it happens a few times, then you get to know what they're really like more than what you would do if you met them maybe once or twice. The more times you're throwing that.
No, you're right.
You can go both ways though.
So I think
some people you think, I can't stand them, and you go, I actually love that person. They're absolutely
where, for example, me and Shaun, we
just clicked straight
away. We it was played in Sheffield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we just clicked. Yeah.
It was
like twisted weirdos.
It was like an instant bromance.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use a thing here.
Go on then.
Bruh.
Do you know what they always say? The best thing about comedy is the timing, Shaun.
But I've got to wait for bleeding thing to happen. It's all right because you play it and then you can't play it straight away again. I mean, you've got you got that.
There we go.
That's a buzzer.
Yeah. So I thought it was a fart.
This is a fart.
End it when we've finished recording and just add as many sound effects in and then further back into it.
That's a fart.
Yeah.
We've got fart blast.
That sounds wet.
Fart denial.
It wasn't me. No, that wasn't me. Not me. No, not me. Okay, that was me.
Have you been recording these, Shaun?
No, I've not. I've only just. I've put a couple in, but I forgot that I turned volume down on bed track.
So you've done comedy, what, 16 years? You said.
Yeah, starting off in musical comedy.
Yeah.
And then the way I got into stand up is because rest of the band would get pissed off because I like talking in between songs.
We've talked about this when I did your gig, when I did when I opened. We talked about this. I remember.
I've always had this where I like to talk between songs, and every band I've been in, there's 4 lads behind me going, "For fuck's sake, will I get on with it?" And because we had Toby Foster and Heavily Pregnant Brothers, it was Toby that said it was like, it was like, look, instead of fucking doing it in between songs, write it down, and then come to Leicester, you can fucking MC for me. And he put me on as an MC for like 3 months, one summer. And you know what? I met so many lovely folk.
Yeah.
All other acts that used to come, and I made friends with them all because I do like making friends, and I am easy to get along with. So.
I'm not saying a word. You
fucking love me. Don't you fucking lie.
I didn't say a word. It was the way that Kane looked at me going, "Are you going to say it? Am I?"
Listen, he loves me as well.
I do.
Listen, honestly, he's like my little. He's like my little bro.
We even had a little video FaceTime going through material the other day.
We did.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, it's kind of like. You do meet people on circuit that are really, really nice people.
A lot of my best friends, actually most of my best friends, are comedians.
Yeah, they are now.
Yeah.
I know.
The only downside to that is like I've got 5,000 people on Facebook now, and 4,500 of them people I don't actually know. They just do comedy.
Yeah.
So if you want to scroll through Facebook and actually read some stuff from people you know, what the fuck's all this shit?
So here's one, and I still feel really bad about this, right? I was at a gig and had a guest MC. I won't say the gig, I won't say the guy because I feel bad. And he came up to me and we were talking before the gig, and afterwards went, "Anyway, nice to meet you, mate," and he went up and he said, "Right, this next act, I've met him at least 15 times. Like, we get along with him really, really well. Please welcome Kane Bruce." I've met him like so many times, but because you meet so many fucking people, you do forget.
Yeah.
You do forget how many people you come across.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm also.
But you don't need to feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm not brilliant with names to go. Oh,
yeah.
shit,
even though it was you that were at fault.
Yeah. But I think us visually, we're quite memorable. I'm a big fat lad, wears all black, long black hair, black beard. You're like fucking 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
you know, and you dress like a 1920s gangster.
Yeah.
So I was saying when I met him at the station, it's the first time I've never seen him in like a.
We got a waistcoat and tie.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
I'll be a bit overdressed for this waistcoat and tie.
Well, do you know?
I'll be back to that tomorrow night for my gig.
Yeah.
In fairness,
Yeah.
I know we said we won't film today because I haven't really got set up for filming yet. But we could have done it. We could have filmed, and I honestly, it's a nice little backdrop.
Yeah.
Our front room with Christmas tree up. And
I like the Krampus as well.
Yeah. Well, you see, like we like Christmas.
Yeah.
But we also like the darker side. So we've got Grinch lights. We've got Krampus on top of the tree.
Yeah.
My Christmas jumpers this year are both Krampus jumpers.
Yeah. I've just been to the.
It's my Christmas jumper. It's just plain white.
We're a bit kind of like we're a bit like grump because we haven't got kids.
I just went to the Whitby Krampus weekend of the weekend. Oh, it was fucking class, mate.
Did you see a band called the Midsummers?
No, I never saw the band. No.
Well,
That's a polite way of saying yes, I'm not.
No. Honestly, I didn't. Yeah.
Because I know like half a band.
All right. Yeah.
They're all women, and the leader Sylvia, she's from Poland, and she's made it a life's work to take all these old Eastern European folk songs and revive them.
That's awesome.
They sing them.
Yeah.
Obviously, they sing some in English, they sing some in Polish.
Yeah.
And they are so good, and they do like with Whitby Goth weekend. They went up for Krampus weekend.
Nice, yeah.
If you get a chance to see them, they're well worth the watch.
Yeah, I saw like the marches and stuff. All the parades, all the Krampus.
The marches. Tommy Robinson weekend. All them marches.
I don't know. They were marching down the street with drum out. Fucking no.
Krampus don't carry a fucking Union Jack.
And I saw it was. I forgot what they were called. They were like these fire people that dance with fire and stuff. It was fucking class, mate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Yeah.
I love it. I remember once being in Amsterdam near Christmas, and it was when they have Black Santa parade, don't they?
and that were going on when we were there. The only thing is, we'd been to a cafe, and we'd smoked 4 joints in half an hour between 5 of us, so we were all wasted. To the point where we went next door to this restaurant. I ordered a steak and I couldn't eat it. Yeah, because I forgot how to chew.
Sorry, go on.
And then we walked out and walked into the middle of this Black Santa parade, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm freaking out.
Sounds My Chemical Romance's Christmas tour.
Yeah.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see an old fat man with a beard.
I went to Amsterdam just before COVID. And I went with an ex of mine. She smoked a little bit with her, but not like me. You know, she said she never saw me breathe fresh air or drink water when I was there. And I smoked, because you can go. I bought the pre-rolled, you know, from the shops, and I smoked a joint of I think it was called Big Butter Cheese or something. Smoked a joint of that. So no, I've never eaten brownies before. So I went and got one of them, and he was like, right, have half.
Yeah.
He said, if you've smoked, don't have any. But I just smoked this joint. So ate the whole thing. Went back to the hotel. I think I fell asleep for like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Just like ruined a day. Yeah.
See, my first ever experience at dope were a space cake.
Was it? Yeah.
And my mates, we all had one. But what the silly bleeders didn't tell me is that because they all knew it was my first time, they put a fucking teeth in this one cake and get it made.
Yeah.
So they all went up to Banshee in Manchester. I say I'm going to call for a kebab or a chicken sandwich because I'm hungry. So I had this chicken sandwich and I'm walking up Oxford Road, and it kicked in, and Mancunian Way flyover were talking to me. Hello, Shaun. I could hear people driving past in cars having conversations, and we got into Banshee. Then went in Gillies, and I'm sat on a barrel because you used to have these barrels that you put your drinks on. I'm sat on it. And my mate Ray stood next to me, and I'm going, Ray, this barrel's floating. It's tipping me off. And he's going, you fucking daft cunt. It's not. It's on floor. And it took him 10 minutes to persuade me that it were on floor and I weren't going to fall off.
Yeah.
I always forget every couple of years or so that it really doesn't suit me, and then I decide, go on and have a bit of that, and it really doesn't suit me. Yeah. But I do think that if we legalised it all in this country, it'd solve a hell of a lot of issues in this country.
Of course it would.
Tax revenue, you could
tax
get off
revenue
that.
alone.
You get billions and billions of pounds of income into this country. It'd fix so many problems.
Listen, they should legalise and control all drugs.
But if you start with weed and prove that it can be done, and you have dispensaries. I mean, America's the most right-wing, fucked up, retarded place in the world, and it works there.
Colorado were first state to legalise and make it through dispensaries. In the first year, they made so much in tax revenue that everybody in Colorado had to have a refund because they were only allowed to have so much money. Tax. All the infrastructure were paid for, all schooling, hospitals, everything were paid for, and everybody got something like $1,000 refund.
Yes, if we did this over here, so all the billions we've lost because of Brexit and everything else, and all the fucking shit show minus money that governments are stuck in these problems, but they just won't look at this as a solution.
And how much nicer would it be if you could go to a dispensary and say, look,
I want this kind of high.
We're having a weekend, but I don't want to be out. I won't want to be completely out of it. I just want to get nicely baked, giggle, and fall asleep. And they'll go,
oh, you want this one?
But there we have some old school Squizzy Black. You'll giggle, you'll eat a Mars bar, and you'll fall asleep. Yeah. You won't want to kill anyone, and you won't get paranoid. But then if you want to get, if you want to get absolutely, if you want that fucking gutter space experience, they'll go, right, well, this is a strain called, purple fucking head fuck. This will put you out of your fucking tree for at least 48 hours. Do not drive for at least 2 weeks after consuming this fucking joint.
Plus, it's so much better than the random fucking hoodie on corner estate going, what you got? Oh, I've got this. I'll do just this week. He said, what the fuck's this? Oh, go on, I get it.
I remember when I was younger, like before I was 18, because I started smoking weed when I was 15. I don't smoke anymore, but I used to smoke it a lot. And we would find it really, really easy to get cannabis, but we couldn't for the life of us get any backy.
No. From like 13 years old, I could get served in shops with cigarettes and booze and everything else, so I would go to person if you want.
No, it's funny enough. So like Tesco would ideas, but funny enough, the drug dealer never did.
Yeah. Well, that's and the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When I first started, I were at uni, so I was like 18, 19 when I started.
Yeah.
And I started off. I got a 16th of Squidgy Black, and I rolled my first spliff with some fucking drum.
In the red dark blue fucking packet.
Yeah.
Like
moist tobacco you can get.
It's pipe tobacco. That's why. but I brought. I'm coming home for Christmas, and a couple of times I'd snake a joint on the back garden with me when my dad were at work, and that's how I got into it. But then, but living in Manchester at that time, drugs were just so easy to get hold of.
Yeah.
You know, and
I remember all my mates with the first cars. They all had fucking hot rock holes in cars. Every car seat got hot rock holes. Yeah, every car seat they got.
Every shirt had fucking.
They have all these like boy racer cars and now with like alloy wheels on like massive exhaust and everything else. But inside car, all seats was full of hot rock bomb holes and everything. Like, what the fuck have you done?
And and you had to be inventive, or maybe it was just fun to be inventive because like. You wouldn't just have a spliff, so you'd do hot knives. Remember hot knives? So you get your gas ring on, or your electric ring. Yeah. You heat up 2 knives. You get some little blims lined up, and you press it on. Press knives together, and as it starts to smoke, you get a milk bottle with bottom off, and do it like that.
Yeah.
And we used to do hot knives for breakfast. It was fun.
And in later years, it became hot toast with lots of butter.
Definitely. Now it's hot waffles. Yeah. And bongs, bucket bongs.
Yeah.
I see what you can make a bong out of. The most interesting bong of the day, kind of thing.
One of the funniest stories. Me and my mate Pez, when we were in this band called I think when we were in Meld, we went and we palled up with these lasses from Retford. And we used to go down and see them and visit them for weekends and stuff. So me and Shaun went down this Friday night. Claire's mum and dad were away. So there were Claire and Lindsay, me and Shaun. And we made a potato pipe. So, and Shaun weren't very experienced. He'd not really done any drugs before. So there's me and Claire and Lindsay all passing this potato pipe round. We load it up for Shaun. We're all sat on floor like, because you sat cross-legged on floor like sad little hippies. But so we loaded this up for him, put foil on, and we start lighting it, and he starts sucking, and then he just goes,
oh, they all fly out.
A million fucking hot rocks fly out onto a cream fur rug. Little fucking hot rock fires all over this rug. Claire shit herself.
Yeah.
Fucking, we got rug in the kitchen, tried to fucking put it out, and oh god, Jesus. Well, we used to have some.
So I reckon this might have been way after your time, but I was the age when MCAT came in.
That stuff were interested.
Yeah.
At the time when MCAT I were actually living in Skeggy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was working in like 3-4 different pubs at the time.
Can you do people still do MCAT? Is it still a thing?
Probably in Skegness because it's now not
less than it was.
Yeah, because when I was like late teens and that, every fucker was doing it.
Not good for you whatsoever.
No,
literally, in summer season in
Skeggy, in fairness, none of them are really good for you.
Yeah, but it's literally plant food, not for human consumption.
Yeah.
What it says on actual packets of them, and then you'd see people and they were like foaming at mouth, like proper foaming at mouth. They got rabbit on who's just been on MK.
Yeah.
So anybody that actually got like cocaine on, you like strutting around like millionaires. Like,
I did so much fucking but the thing is, right, it smelled of nothing. Yeah. But the next day,
awful.
But the next day you stank of piss.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. Maybe we pissed ourselves. I don't know.
No,
but the chemical itself.
The worst one with that, the legalised one. There used to be a stall in city centre in Sheffield, and it's this stuff in this tube, purple dust, and it was supposed to be a legal high version of ecstasy. MDMA. So yeah, it'll be alright. Get out well. And no recollection of 3 days.
Yeah.
That's just fucking no idea what.
That's scary.
So went
scary.
round to somebody's house and. So got it. So we've been out for a drink, went back there. So after party, I was I've got this. And everyone's like, no, I'm going to try. So I tried that. And I don't remember the next 3 days. No idea what happened.
Yeah.
From the first time taking that, and like they were selling it on a market stall in Sheffield City Centre, and it was something daft like 15 quid for this tube about 2 inches long. You're like,
scary.
well, how bad can it be? And I've literally lost 3 days of my life. I had no idea.
Have you ever
what the fuck
tried that?
happened.
Have you ever tried that? It's a version of sage.
What, spice?
No.
Yeah, no, not in spice.
Fucking hell. I've seen videos on YouTube of people on spice.
We're doing City
I can't
Centre in
remember what it's
Sheffield.
called, but it's part of the sage family, and you smoke that, and for 30 seconds you giggle like a cunt, you're all off your tits, and then you have a massive headache.
Right.
But it is a naturally occurring thing. I've never tried that. The things that I've never tried that. I've never tried Ket because I don't want to go in a K-hole. I've never tried smack because my best mate were an ex-smackhead and said that if he ever found out I'd took smack, he'd fucking kill me.
See, I used to be scared of needles, and now
I've
never done
Manjaro,
coke.
and I'm like slightly worried about fish on smack now.
I've never done coke because I know a lot of guys who used to do it and still do, and like I've seen lovely people turn into fucking dickheads.
Yeah.
Because they haven't just gone, I'll have a little bump.
Yeah.
They've gone, I'm going to do an entire gram in one line.
Oh yeah, no, that's not sensible whatsoever. Normally that it's one of them exaggeration normal person.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
if you're a dick, you're going to be a dick on it anyway. But then if you do like stupid amounts, like a gram in one line, then it's going to turn anybody into a dickhead because you're just going to go away.
The first time I did ketamine, I was already on coke. right. And I was told afterwards that it's called a Calvin Klein. Yeah. But I was like, I did someone's cocaine in the fucking back of a van. Right? I know. And someone was like, "Do you want to try some ketamine?" I was like, "No, not really." He was like, "You tried his cocaine?" I was like, "Okay, give me some." And it was.
It always amused me when people find a line in toilets. Somebody's left a line for someone else. And you go, "Oh, I'm going on. Oh, crack on with that." Yeah, that's a fucking smart idea.
No fucking way.
If you can just stand and watch people coming out of toilets in bars and whatnot, and you see somebody walk out and they got one eye just totally bloodshot, like they're going, "Not what you thought."
But what that is, right? And again, why we did drugs and that, it's desperation to escape reality because reality is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll do anything just to escape, just for a little time. Because
this is the only bit of this podcast that fits in with the name of the
that's
podcast.
yeah.
Game management.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's true. But for my generation, just as we were getting to be like 14, 15, AIDS became a thing. And so we were fucking terrified that if we ever had sex with anybody, your dick would fall off and you'd die. We were terrified, so we didn't really get into sex. Some people did, and they were very careful, and they all wore condoms and stuff like that. I can't stand condoms. I've never liked them. They're just horrible. But anyway, so we were terrified. So when we got to like 18, we were away. Went away to uni. We weren't really trying to get off with people, but we were trying to get fucking shit faced, and we did, and it were easy, and it was fun, a lot of fun. But for us, it was like weed, speed, mushrooms, and acid. They were a big thing.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, I did my share, your share, your share. I did a lot.
Yeah. She's not sharing now, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
House, you don't get drugs. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I ain't going in that. Well, listen, I can give you some metformin and some statins.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to give you a buzz, to be honest.
No, probably not.
Although I did do an edible for Dead Meat. Went to Dead Meat Festival this year, and I've already got my tickets for next year.
Oh yeah, that's what you were telling me about. Yeah.
It's 2 days now.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, Naomi Wolf's headlining Friday night. I mean, she's amazing. But anyway, so I did an edible, and I booked an hotel. So I went and checked into a hotel, went to the festival, had a look round, and I necked this edible.
And my mate said, just do half. So I just did half. I had the best fucking day ever. I had a bit of an ego death at about 1 o'clock when I just went a bit. But after that, it was just fun. I was pissing myself laughing at everything, and acts were great as well. So that just enhanced it. And I were at it till about 11:30 at night, but in a good way. In a kind of, I'm really really shit faced, but I'm enjoying this. But I made a mistake, didn't I? Because 3 weeks later, or 2 or 3 weeks later, we went to Malta on holiday. So what does this silly knobhead do? Because we've not been on holiday for 8 years, I decided to do a quarter when we got to airport. Yes, because I thought, well, it took a while for half to kick in, so if I do a quarter, it'll take longer.
I wouldn't fucking dare. Honestly, you telling me fills me with anxiety.
Let me tell you.
No way.
I expected it to take about 45 minutes to kick in. It kicked in about 10.
Yeah.
So we were going through, and I didn't tell Janine, if she'd have killed me. As we were going through passport control and customs, I'm wibbling. I'm already wibbling. I'm talking to God. We then had a 3-hour wait till flight, and I sat there in lounge, quiet as a mouse for 2.5 hours, seeing or imagining everything. I spoke to at least 4 deities. I had a huge ego death where I was convinced that I was just going to disappear, and it only tailed off 5 minutes before we got on plane.
Yeah.
So I got on plane. I was like, bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say which airport I went through with this and which holiday it were, because it's probably getting still in trouble with this. But a few years ago we were on holiday, and we'd been on a night out, and proper night before I was going, oh, I could rate do again on some coke, some wicked time, we're going to do my fucking head in, I'll last in the mother, and then she's in bed morning after, proper hangover, and I got my phone out of my pocket and opened it up, and I thought I got a toothpick in pocket in my phone. I went in there and I pulled out what were a gram of coke out my phone case.
Yeah.
And then the sheer panic hit me that I realised it had been in there from before we went on holiday. And so I'd gone through the airport, so you put your phone in the tray and pockets and everything else, and it had gone through the scanner, and so you see it looked on screen that everything that were in there, and it went through, and then I managed to do like 1 week of this 2-week holiday, and then find it in there. So I had a proper panic like thing with that.
Fuck that.
But I was just trying to think what must the guy weren't paying attention as it went through on that screen, because it's a phone case with a gram of coke in it. Or did you think it's one of them silica bags or something like that?
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm not going to even attempt next time I'm going on holiday to see with
No,
a silica bag, see if
no.
that works or whatever.
No,
But
let's not do
Yeah.
that.
But yeah,
I'm anxious enough in airports.
But
Like,
yeah,
fuck that.
panic with that.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't tell you which airport it were and which holiday it were.
Yeah.
So, went to Amsterdam on my own. I'm going back probably 30 years. Went to Amsterdam for 4 days on my own, Monday to Thursday, and then I came back on Friday and stayed in London for a week with some mates. And I got off my tits, totally for a week. Coming back, we were a coach trip, coach and hovercraft. So I'm on coach. We stopped in Brussels, and this young Scots lass got on. Pretty, nice lass. We were about the same age, so she come and sat next to me. Fair enough. She was from Scotland. We were talking. We were getting along really well. We liked all the same bands, that kind of stuff. We go cross border into France, and she goes, "Oh no!" And I went, "What?" She goes, "I've got a big lump of hash in my pocket." And I went, "You what?" She goes, "I've got a big lump of hash in my pocket. I forgot." Of course, French customs men and gendarmerie get on bus, don't they? So I said, right, well, there's only one thing we can do. So we gobbed it between us.
Well, at least you shared.
Well, it made the rest of the journey real interesting, and you know, but oh god, just stupid things you do. I remember once a mate of mine. I'm not going to. Right. So we can wrap up. I'll edit it all anyway. So yeah, so we've done over 2 hours, which has been.
He used to.
Well, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a good laugh, this.
It's been my first podcast. Thank you very much.
Hey, mate, you've been a diamond guest.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
It's been really good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed myself. Confessed for a couple of crimes and
Well, listen,
some other crimes.
we've talked about all sorts. I mean, we started off on Christmas trees and we've ended up on crack.
Which
yeah.
is a normal night in Sheffield.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and thanks to you, Ollie, for standing in.
Not a problem.
For Rachel, she'll be back for the next one. And so, right, what have we got to plug? Ollie, we'll start with you.
Well, it depends how quick this is going to be because I'm taking January off. So, if this is online before Friday the 19th, the Toolmakers Comedy Club at Toolmakers Brewery. So if you can get yourself up there, it's free entry and it's going to be a Christmas special or a special needs Christmas or whichever one that's going to be. But that's this Friday.
Special needs. Kane, what you got coming up, mate?
Like Ollie said, I'm taking January off, but follow me on Instagram at Kane Bruce Comedy. Kane is spelled Kane.
So you heard it first here. Kane Bruce on Instagram, and he's taking January off.
Yeah.
I'm Big Shaun, as you know, and I am gigging pretty much up until Christmas. This hopefully will be out before Sunday, 21st. When I'll be doing a Tagata comedy night at Chesterfield, at the Rising Sun in New Whittington. That's from 6 till 8, and then I'm scooting off because I'm then going on late on the bill at the Irish on Ecclesall Road. That's going to be a great night as well. So if you can make it to one or both of those, that'll be fab. And I'm not having a break in January. I'm only doing about 5 gigs, but I'm a whore, so I'll take whatever comes. Anyway, thanks for listening. You've been listening to the Big Shaun Experience Pain Management Podcast with me, Big Shaun, Oli Clarke, and Kane Bruce. We'll be back in January with a new one. And in the meantime, have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we shall see you on the flip side.
Bruh.